Right now on Denver 7 News at 5 o'clock, more protections for reproductive rights like abortions in Colorado. How the governor's new executive order will help people here and in other states.
The Rainbow family is packing up as their gathering in northern Colorado comes to a close, but the Forest Service is hoping some will stick around.
Also, the Avs have been smiling big since their Stanley Cup victory, but they only trust one guy with their teeth.
This year, for good reason, they have had no interest at all in going to the dentist.
Yeah, see, they're just like us. We don't want to go to the dentist either. We are talking to the team's dentist about the crazy scenarios he has faced so far.
All right.
I can't imagine the stories.
We're going to talk a lot about that here coming up. First, we do have some breaking news from across the pond. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is agreeing to resign. This is a live look at 10 Downing Street this morning, their equivalent of the White House, of course. Johnson is set to make a formal announcement later today. He previously ignored calls to step down in the aftermath of multiple scandals. He finally gave in, though, after more than 40 ministers quit his government. Johnson plans to stay on as prime minister until the fall, when his party, the Tories, can select a replacement.
Back here at home, want to get you started for your day as we take a live look over Elitch Gardens, and beautiful sunrise already in the works this morning. Meteorologist Stacey Donaldson joins us as we head into Thursday. A little chance of storms again.
A chance for storms later this afternoon. It was crazy yesterday. We had about 10 tornado warnings in the afternoon across the eastern plains, but this morning nice and quiet. And I do think we'll see a few storms today, just not quite as bad as it was yesterday afternoon. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s right now here around the metro area. Across the eastern plains, same situation, 50s and 60s. If you're up in the high country, 40s and 50s for you. And today we'll be up to 88 degrees, and we'll have scattered thunderstorms here. They will be isolated as they're pushing across the Front Range in the eastern plains today, but at this point it looks good all across Colorado. We'll have lots of sunshine for the morning, then we'll see that increase in cloud cover later on today, and stronger storms are going to be the rule here across the eastern portion of our state, but those highs in the uppers 80s and low 90s. Jason.
And right now, Stacey, we have a pretty good drive, good weather for construction, and that's what we have plenty of right now, including here coming off of northbound I-25 to go east on I-76. I'll show you the way to get around it in just a second. Take a look from the camera over there, and you can see the flashing lights. So this is the transition there. If you wanted to go west I-76 or up to 70th Avenue, that access is open from downtown. And you take a look at the map, and these are the two easiest ways to get around it. You would actually go I-76, go west to Pecos, turn around, and then come back, go east. Or you go up to 84th Avenue, you come back south and use that access to 270. It gives you access to I-76, and off you go heading towards Brighton. The rest of the drive looks just fine anywhere else you want to go here this morning.
All right, thank you, Jason. Governor Jared Polis is taking more action to protect Coloradans on reproductive rights.
Denver 7's Veronica Costa joins us live now. And Veronica, people might be wondering why the governor believes this is necessary when he just signed a law protecting abortion rights here in Colorado.
Well, this really is all about protecting women from other states that might try prosecuting them for coming here to our state, Colorado, for getting something like an abortion. So this executive order says that unless there is a court order, state agencies and departments should not cooperate with any kind of investigation regarding anything that's currently protected by Colorado law, like those reproductive healthcare like abortions. It also directs state agencies and departments to, quote, pursue opportunities and coordinate with each other to protect people and entities who are providing, assisting, seeking, or obtaining this kind of healthcare right here in Colorado. And licenses are actually also protected in this new order. It directs the Department of Regulatory Agencies, or DORA, to issue specific rules to make sure no one's license is revoked for helping someone get something like an abortion. The executive order does come as attorneys, and we're not talking about just here in Colorado, but really all across the country, prepare for those criminal charges to be filed against women who get abortions and doctors who may be helping provide them. Now, Denver 7 spoke with one attorney gearing up for just that. Listen to what he says those criminal charges could look like.
Those kind of prosecutions are going to look like first-degree murder, second-degree murder, manslaughter. Then you have all the providers who are assisting. You've got aiding and abetting of those crimes, which are also very serious crimes.
And Governor Polis, he did sign the Reproductive Health Equity Act. That was just earlier this year to be able to codify abortions into state statute. But sponsors of that bill, they're actually hoping to run a constitutional ballot measure. This is going to be in 2024 to preserve that into our state's constitution. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Veronica. For some context, Colorado is one of 16 states plus the District of Columbia with laws protecting the right to have an abortion. Out of those 16, just 4 of them, including Colorado and D.C., passed laws protecting the right to an abortion any time throughout a pregnancy. The other 12 states have laws protecting abortions prior to viability or when necessary to protect the life of the mother. On the other side, 7 states have a total ban on abortion in effect right now. Several other states have bans that could take effect soon, pending the outcome of other legal challenges in the courts. Starting today, most abortions are illegal in Mississippi. The few exceptions are for pregnancies caused by rape or those that threaten the life of the mother. The state's last abortion clinic closed its doors yesterday. The CDC says Mississippi has the highest infant mortality and teen birth rates in the nation.
Investigators say the man charged with killing 7 people at the July 4th parade near Chicago was plotting another attack the same day. They say the 21-year-old fled to Madison, Wisconsin, and considered opening fire on another celebration there, but decided against it. He's due in court at the end of the month and would face life in prison without parole if he's convicted. Investigators are also considering charges against his father for helping his son buy multiple guns. Meanwhile, the Illinois community of Highland Park is now planning funerals. Irina and Kevin McCarthy were found slumped over their 2-year-old son, Aiden. A Good Samaritan who brought the toddler to safety says his sock was soaked in blood.
When I took Aiden down to the garage, he wasn't crying. He just kept saying, "Is Mama, Dada okay?" And it was hard to look at him in the face and say it's going to be okay when I didn't know if it was.
An awful, awful situation. A relative started a verified GoFundMe campaign for 2-year-old Aiden. Nearly $3 million have been raised so far. But police in Virginia believe they stopped a separate planned 4th of July mass shooting. They say a tip led them to arrest 2 men. They seized 2 assault rifles, a handgun, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. Police say the tipster heard a conversation about the attack being planned on a celebration there.
It's moving day for one of Denver's 3 sanctioned homeless tent camps. Denver 7's Russell Haythorne joins us live this morning in the Barnum neighborhood. What can people who live around there expect to see when this new sanctioned camp opens?
Yeah, Nicole, this latest safe outdoor space is located right off Federal Boulevard here in the Barnum neighborhood, just about a mile or so south of Empower Field at Mile High. And it essentially gives the unsheltered and homeless a new place to call home, at least for now. The idea here is to reduce the impact of people camping in these neighborhoods and give people a place who might not otherwise have a place to call home a new home. Again, it keeps people from camping in places like bus shelters or on benches or random street corners. They continue to build out this site, which includes electricity, restrooms, and even recycled asphalt to make it as comfortable as possible.
When we enter into a new neighborhood, we want to reduce the impacts that unsheltered homelessness has in the neighborhood. So we'd like to invite and save some spaces for whatever neighborhood we're going into to bring the folks that are camping in that neighborhood into the safe outdoor space.
The Colorado Village Collaborative has partnered with St. Francis Center on this safe outdoor space. Coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, we'll talk about a long-term solution for this space, which includes more permanent housing. We'll have that coming up. For now, we're live in the Barnum neighborhood along a Federal Boulevard that is just coming to life this morning. I'm Russell Haythorne. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Russell. We'll see you at 6. The Rainbow Family's 50th anniversary gathering is supposed to end today. You can see the pictures of what it has looked like. These are from Steamboat Radio. We heard over 8,000 people gathered in the Route National Forest over the 4th of July weekend. And some people are expected to stay longer. The Forest Service is hoping they'll help clean up.
At the end of the gathering, we will put together a restoration plan, and the Rainbow Family typically in past years has had a contingency of folks that stay on the landscape and rehabilitate the site to close to what it was before.
And the Forest Service told us they're especially concerned about trash and human waste.
Well, more beautiful side of Colorado here. Wildflowers are about to peak for the summer. Not to worry, you still have time to go out and see them, and more time than in years past too. Because of all the rain and cooler temperatures we've been seeing, the blooms are starting to hit their peak points just now. Flowers in the lower elevations will peak sooner because those temperatures will be warmer. So nice to see, and they've been getting some much needed rain. Stacy, maybe more today.
Looks like we'll see more thunderstorm activity later this afternoon. Temperatures staying on the warm side in the upper 80s and low 90s, not only for the Front Range, but up into northeastern Colorado as well, with 60s and 70s into the higher elevations. But as we go in toward the weekend, things are really going to heat up. I'll let you know just how hot it's going to get coming up.
And we had those strong storms on the eastern plains yesterday. We had some muddy roadways out that way, and this is over in Fort Morgan. You can actually see some of the puddling still left over from the rainstorms that we had up there in northeastern Colorado. But for the most part, looks pretty good. We do have a restriction there along Main Street here in Fort Morgan, but otherwise a pretty good drive out there on I-76.
All right, get ready to hold on. A Colorado roller coaster literally defies gravity. How it stands out from other rides across the country.
And the ultimate clothing clapback is selling fast. How this t-shirt worn by Nazem Kadri is supporting mental health awareness.